Just a quick note before I begin this video. I will confess that the video made by Red Galaxy was kinda rushed and he forgot or didn't manage to put the whole full required amount of proof in it. But fear not, this video won't lack any proof, including ones we managed to find just moments before they were removed. Every claim made in this video will have good proof attached to it. So without further ado, let's begin. So this video might be unusual and unexpected for most of you guys. I already did reveal my voice before in the NCS uplifting album ranking video, but here is another voice reveal of mine for those who still didn't have heard it yet. And for the 2K subs special announcement, yeah, I am basically still working on the video right now. Although I had to delay it furtherwise because I was sick in the hospital. Like seriously man, I was about to die. Like the condition was really bad and worse. I was I was literally about to die. That's why I got rushed in the hospital. It took me like a lot of weeks. I had to rest. I had to rest in there. Even when I came back to home, I had to rest as well because I don't want to harm myself. So this is why the ranking new submissions or the 2K subs special announcement has been delayed. If you are new to this drama and don't know the context behind it, I recommend you to go and watch Red Galaxy's video covering the drama between me and QPAL. But in short, what basically happened here is QPAL and his extras came to Red Galaxy and me with quote-unquote proofs of a guy named MCD being a horrible person and tried convincing us into believing so simply because of his bad personal experiences with him. And because of the belief he holds that his opinions are the most valuable thing in the community. He couldn't keep his private sob stories to himself. As we proceed through this video, proof will be shown of him calling both Red Galaxy and Lone Racers NCD cocksuckers simply because they refused to join him on the hating NCD bandwagon and even trying to drag people into his dramas with NCD for assistance after he saw his tactics to convince people failing. Don't worry though, proof will be shown for that as well. And most importantly, him calling me a power abuser simply because I refused to sympathize with his buddy named Sapiko and didn't call out Ren in my post calling out Sapiko and for not turning against NCD like he expected me and Red Galaxy to. And that was enough to bruise his weak ego to the point he made a 22-minute response basically slandering me for a good portion in it and threatening to create shorts on his other channel for melting the drama for clicks. Enough being said about the context. Let's begin.
In Rizia's post, the post that, in my opinion, started it all, he calls out Sapiko for wanting to dox Ren's location. Now, Rizia had absolutely no stakes in this drama and purposefully, or let's say accidentally, omitted a very important detail. That wouldn't justify Sapiko's actions, but it is still very important for the context. The reason Sapiko got to this point is because Ren destroyed Sapiko's label Genesis, aka Sapiko's life project. Judging by how confident Rizia was to lie, it wouldn't surprise me if he did those kinds of things before to silence people. But no, Rizia did not contribute to the community being dreadful. He is so innocent. Yes, Rizia abuses his power to silence smaller rankers. I don't know why it's so hard to believe.
Okay, since I have given the context for those people who still are new to the drama or don't understand anything, let me make my response right here. Yes, this is my response to NCS Extras. Let's just say the allegations you made about NCD are true. Even then, at the end of the day, it remains as your personal problems with them and doesn't make them a problem for the community. The community doesn't revolve around you, nor me, nor us, or nor the other people. If you have a problem with him, or with us, or also with his actions, You could have just blocked him and moved on from him, but you chose to cry about your sob stories about him instead in DMs of other people and tried convincing them to stay away from NCD just because they were friends with them and they didn't care about his external drama. You even tried to convince my viewers into hating me simply because of your personal problems with me. And I can guarantee you that aside from you, Algeman and his crew, there is no other user in this community who finds me to be a quote-unquote horrible person. You guys can clearly see from this video, this guy called me a manipulator, a narcissist, and even a power abuser. Alright bro, I honestly don't care. I don't care if people call me that. Also, you don't know how nice I am with people. Yet, you have the audacity to say that to me and call me a power abuser? Alright. I originally would have shrugged off your call out as a mere attempt to play victim card and gain sympathy from people by making them think you are being silenced by non-existent bullies due to your fear. But in the video, for some reason, after you were done spreading bullshit about NCD and Red Galaxy and also me, you decided to call me a power abuser out of nowhere just because I didn't sympathize with the people you are sided with, like Sapiko and J-Fay Flop, and spreaded awareness about their horrible actions, which by the way isn't justifiable no matter what he puts about like what stories he puts about his label being nuked. Yeah, we all know his label got nuked by Ren, but honestly man, just admit it. Just admit it respectfully man. Do you actually support terrible people in this community, like this Sapiko guy who sent death threats to us and even sent dox threats to NCD and Ren, and also about GFA Flop, aka the guy who likes to bash opinions and annoys people in DMs non-stop? This guy doesn't even know what giving free space to other people mean. He actually needs to move on from this community and never come back, because a lot of people, or like most of people in this community, start to hate him so much. Also, the logic you are using here is very dumb. Just because I'm calling out one horrible person doesn't mean I have to call out every single one's involved. And I never said in the post he did this for no reason. I simply called out his horrible actions. I am not required to go around calling out every single horrible person because I simply couldn't care enough. By that logic, if you are calling out NCD for being a doxer, why are you still working for M2K Records, which is also a label owned by a doxer? And no, you can't use the excuse, oh he apologized, he can be forgiven. Chinese apologies don't mean bullshit when it comes out to something serious as doxing. You are also accusing NCD of being a doxer here. Well, firstly, the case scenarios of Kraken and NCD are completely different here. Kraken used an IP grabber to get the IP of Coaster and distributed it to the public. Meanwhile, in your case with NCD, you are purposefully giving your name out to NCD on your own. You had it as your third alt's name on your own. You made your own information public on your own. And you making it private later on doesn't make it private information from the beginning since it was public at your own discretion for a long amount of time. And while I do not condone what NCD did, it comes nowhere close to doxing like you claim. So next time maybe just don't make your real life info public at your own will if you are going to cry later on about it on people having it. Also, I am going to mention some crucial details that may be important for the sake of this video I am making. Alright. I was the one who banned you from my server and not NCD. I simply banned you because you had a bad influence to the server and you weren't welcomed by me. NCD didn't leave M2K because Kraken refused to assist him in a drama he was in, neither for Kraken being a former Doxxer, but because how Kraken couldn't stick to a single decision. He was the one who first ordered M2K artists to revoke their tracks from Solaris in staff chat and assisted us in cancelling him. But just one day later, he decided to forgive Sapiko and kept pressuring NCD to apologize to him. And upon NCD's refusal, he demoted him. He demoted NCD, yes. In fact, he demoted NCD and again promoted NCD multiple times, once during when GFA flopped caused chaos in the M2K server, once during when Costa rejoined, and finally after that, Kraken decided to forgive Sapiko. Also, didn't you say before that you claimed you don't drag people into your private dramas and but fear not? This time, we have some solid proof of you trying to convince people about NCD being a horrible person because of your personal beef with him and attacking them after they refused to comply with you. You also called Lone Racers and NCD cocksucker and said he got his position at M2K by riding NCD because he refused to go against NCD like you wanted him to. You even said in arguments server that NCD quote-unquote manipulated facts about GFA flop when every allegation which were made on GFA flop had actual good and solid evidence attached to it, and even confirmed by bigger rankers such as me, CO Games, Red Galaxy, and even other rankers from different communities. And also, to finish this part of... No, I'm not finishing the video yet. I am also going to add the fact that QPAL NCS Extras deleted his own messages from the Can't Escape server later, like a coward, in order to paint himself innocent. Like seriously, people do this often nowadays, like they make mistakes or they say a lot of stuff, then they proceed to delete it so that they can get away and they don't want to let the others see from their wrongdoings. Like honestly, that's a very coward move. It's pathetic. Now in his response video, QPAL called me a power abuser who silences smaller rankers, which I have already covered and debunked. Now here, though not necessary, I would like to present some of his own words in which he tries to showcase himself as some community savior who wants to boss and rule the community and also kick out people at his own will. Somehow he is under the impression that he owns and rules the community just because he is an NCS wiki admin, and he is forgetting his power is limited to his turf. Right now he's trying to create internal divisions between me and other bigger rankers from the legendary group by making false accusations about me, which I have already debunked in the video previously. And seeing his efforts fail, he will most likely get more and more desperate and try to also spread his video in comments of posts from other rankers shamelessly in a begging manner. Funny thing is, when I first originally made the posts on Sapiko and JFA flop, he had no problems with them and even commented that these people were trying to involve him in the drama forcefully under my post, so that indicates he clearly didn't think it was power abuse and supported my post before. Well, yeah, he decided to pull off his ballistic missile attack against NCD and went in DMs of users trying to convince them into hating them, and seeing me refusing to comply with his orders, he decided to do a 118 on me. Now, why is he doing all of this? I don't know, maybe because in his own words, if someone hurts his massive ego, he will go after them with all his being. Fear not, we have screenshots for that as well. Show them right now.
Rizia did not contribute to the community being dreadful. He is so innocent.
And also in this clip earlier I showed, this guy said I had no contribution to the community, and also says this guy acts so innocent. Alright, even though I have been in this community since 2022, which is more longer than you or than most new rankers who are recently joining the community, I can assure you that I have done some good deeds in this community more than you or anybody else, even though that they are not that much, but I am sure that I have done some good things in this community more than you. Also, I never claimed myself to be innocent. No human is innocent. Every human isn't innocent. No, they all have mistakes. No one is perfect. I never said that I am innocent, man. So why say all of this? Like why? Why say all of that? Also, like, seriously, man. Due to all of this drama, I feel like I don't enjoy being in this community anymore. Ever since 2023 until 2025, the dramas in this community have been getting worse and worse by each month and each day, man. Like seriously, even other people don't enjoy being in this community anymore and might even quit. Yeah, like I don't really enjoy being myself in this community anymore due to all of this. Whatever, man. I have to handle all of this, and I know it actually hurts. It's very annoying. It can even destroy your mental health. So that's why you guys don't be involved in all of the drama, because all of this is just sickening, and it will even make you leave the community eventually if you don't stop being involved around the drama from these people.
Red Galaxy then hid all my comments, because he knew how easily I could debunk his lies, essentially forcing me to do my response video. But what I found strange is that by hiding my comments, he also hid the one that he used in his own video. He could have simply deleted my other comments and kept that one, but no, he hid all of them to make it look like I deleted them after being called out.
I don't get it. Why are you calling Red Galaxy separate while you are also the one who is also separate yourself? You literally want your video to be seen by the other people, like by the whole other people in this community. You want your video to be seen, and that is actually considered a separate move. Also, the reason why we hid your comments from Red Galaxy channel is because you were getting annoying. Like, your comments started to piss me off on Red Galaxy. That's why we hid your comments from your channel, even though what you said might be true about the debunking crap. Anyway, we had to do that for a good reason, and it was all done for a good reason. Yeah, anyways, I had to say it right there. I am actually done being silent. This was all absolutely necessary to bring this guy's actions to limelight, because he was also desperate about like spreading a bad image to me to the other people in this in the community. This guy was actually trying to spread a bad image about me to the other people in some recent or like some random different posts. Yes, he did that. He convinced to some other people that I am a bad person, but I think thankfully most people don't really care about it. Also, on a side note, I would also like to talk about some wannabe peacemakers in this community, not naming specifics, but basically, if you don't know whom I am referring to, it's basically some people who claim to be fed up of the recent dramas in the community and like to cry about how bad, uncooked, or deep fried the community is in the comments of posts, and often go around preaching, oh, if you just hate this user, just ignore them. Why make posts about it? Okay. Well, the funny thing is, they themselves don't follow what they preach. If they really believe that ignoring people is the solution, they would have simply ignored the drama posts and unsubscribed from the users who are making drama posts. But no, they need to poke their nose where it doesn't belong, then whine and complain about the absurd of drama, hypocrisy at its peak. If anyone is truly fed up of dramas, they should simply unsubscribe from users who are making drama posts. All problems will be easily solved. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, if you keep seeing drama posts, like why don't you just ignore and move on with your day, like move on? Why do you guys have to interfere? Like I have seen some people interfering despite that they are not even involved in a drama. So why do you have to interfere? Or why do you have to whine? It's not your problem. It's not your problem. People make posts like this for specific reasons, and it has to be done sometimes for awareness, especially if the guy himself has gone off the line. Like seriously, this sometimes needs to be made. It's necessary, but you guys don't know that these drama posts sometimes can be also for awareness. But why do you have to interfere? You guys are not even involved. It's just simple. You guys just need to ignore and just watch it. Just watch it, enjoy. Why do you have to interfere? Exactly. Also, not to mention that since all of this has ever happened to me, like if you saw my recent communicate tab posts about the dramas and stuff like that, since all of this has happened to me, it's safe to say that I decided to not make interactions with new NCS rankers anymore, especially those who are recently joining the community, because most of the NCS, like the new NCS rankers who join this community, can actually cause a huge trouble to the other people, since most of the people, like most of the new NCS rankers who join this community are underaged people. So yeah, don't be surprised when I don't when I stop making new, like don't be surprised when I stop interacting with you, because I have generally also lost, like I have lost trust in people in social media and real life, and yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, don't be surprised when I don't make interactions with you anymore. I will not interact with those NCS rankers who are joining the community, or the ones who I don't know, or also the ones who attacked me and caused trouble with me before, like JFA Flop and those people who like made a false allegations on me, calling me a pedophile for no absolute reason. Just because I am 22 years old doesn't mean I am a pedophile confirmed. Like I don't understand what are these people on, like what logic is that on. So yeah, that's why I'm not going to interact with new NCS rankers anymore, or rankers who caused trouble to me. That's why I am not. And from now, I am going to interact with those rankers who support me the most, or who I know in general. So overall, in conclusion, this video was my response to the lies QPAL and CS Extras made about me and my friends, and how also he tried framing me as a power abuser, and how upon seeing people not caring about his personal problems with me and my friends, he is going around hopelessly begging people to watch his video and stop supporting me, instead of using his legacy as a wiki admin to help improvise the community or to help out smaller rankers. He is out there trying to tear down people who actually care about the community and are trying to make it a better place. Today he went after me and my friends. Tomorrow or sometime in the future another innocent person could be his next target. Now he might claim, well, this video is about your personal problems about me as well. Why are you making it? Well, let me say something. My reasoning behind making the video is to simply clear the ink he spilled on my image in the video by calling me a quote-unquote horrible person simply because I refused to cooperate according to his liking, and his ego got burst because of that, burst enough to make an entire 22 video and dedicating a good portion of it towards me. This video was entirely different and unusual from my usual content. In fact, I would have just gone with a simple community tab post like I usually do. But this situation got so much escalated by this guy, or the whatever you wanna call, wannabe community savior, and because of how much ink he spilled on my name, I had to make this video since I had no other choice, and this might as well be the first and the last time there will be a drama related video on my channel, unless situations like this arise again, where a wannabe peacemaker like him starts accusing people who have contributed positively towards making the community a better place and have absolutely nothing to gain from brainwashing and silencing. If you are a viewer of mine or someone new to my channel who came across this video and found it useful, please feel free to share it to a bigger audience to spread awareness. Hopefully there was a thing or two you could take away from this video about how dangerous and vicious some people could be for this community, even if they act like an actual hero, and also how they could try making you a community problem because they have a personal problem with you. And here is my final message to you pal and says extras here. After this video, I hope you learn your lesson not to turn people you have personal grudges against into a problem for the community. I know you have it into yourself to build your legacy and contribute towards making the community better, and trust me, you don't need to tear down other people who contribute towards the community in order to do that. I have been Russia, and this has been my official response to NCS Extras you pals call out about me and my friends. Thanks so much for watching till this far. After watching all of this, whichever side you are going to support is ultimately your choice. We won't question about your decision. Peace out.